So glory, and I ain't saying it back. I
ain't saying it back.
The Leftovers.
The Leftovers. All right. So welcome everyone to So What I Missed, this show where we show how little we know about a show. And today, since we missed Christmas, we're gonna celebrate something that people typically don't. We're gonna celebrate The Leftovers, okay? With The Leftovers. I'm Oliver, and with me is the Cha.
Hey.
Hey, the Cha.
Hey.
And as well as
Craig T. St. Randy.
I just found this out myself. This is amazing. Wait, the one and only, or the other one?
I'm third.
Third. Okay.
He comes from a long line of bullshit.
Oh, really?
You have no idea.
No idea.
So basically,
so
we
early
have
to get
not
called out.
seen a single episode of the show called The Leftovers. I didn't even know what it was. I think
I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Ever.
I
3
think
seasons.
I
people.
mixed it up with the Left Behind Christian stuff, so I thought it was going to be a Christian thing.
Is it a Christian thing? That's another question, but is it?
God is like a supporting actress.
Yeah, God influenced part of it. Okay, so this show went on for 3 seasons. It started in June 2014, and it ended this year, June 4th, 2017. It did its 3 seasons, and it ended itself 28 episodes. The episode we watched is The Book of Nora. And you guys know Nora by now. We definitely know the Noras, okay?
Nora is Holly M. Clino, right?
Nora is Holly M. Clino. For those of you who do not know, look up Holly M. Clino right now. Just leave it on the second tab, when you want to close this out. Go to Holly M. Like us first. But then go to Holly M. Clino. Check it out. She's a great person. Is that how we
Personality.
Personality.
Yeah, she's a great personality.
Internet personality. That's really all you need to know.
Terrific videos. May have murdered someone. That someone may have been mimicking her, so it's all good, I say. But, other people... That's for the court of law.
I didn't know if I was going to actually mention at all that what she actually ended up doing, and just let him find it. We can edit that out.
Yeah.
Now, they definitely will look it up now. I mean, if not us. Like us first.
She definitely murdered someone.
She definitely...
Yeah, she shot someone in a parking lot, but only after making a bunch of YouTube videos about how people are trying to steal her eyebrows.
And her other features, okay? It's just
and extort her. And the Kardashians especially are stealing her mermaid hair.
Look, Eminem is also stealing her looks too, and Eminem's also dead inside.
Eminem's a woman, isn't he? Eminem does gay porn.
He possibly could be Christina Aguilera, but now we're getting really, really deep into Holly M. Clino.
Yeah, we're like citing Holly M. Clino. This is Holly M. Clino's scripture, not ours.
I'm glad that we're bringing it up. Literally, my first note for the episode is Holly M. Clino, and that's it. I was like, that has to be a thing we talk about.
We are the biggest fans of you, Holly M. Clino, if you were listening.
Yeah, there's something very Holly M. Clino-esque to, like, at the beginning where the lady's saying the message about how she wants to be with her kids and stuff before she goes to the pod.
And they're all like, you're lying. I just don't feel like it's legitimate. And she's like, what else can I do,
Give me notes.
And so, okay, this is our Nora we are talking about. And she is going to she's going to get naked for a pod, you guys, okay?
Hey,
Much like we are.
Yeah. You guys can't see it, obviously, but one of the three of us, stark naked for the pod, we take it very serious.
We take it extremely serious. We are acting out this show as we go.
This is called method watching.
Yeah, this is called method reviewing and watching, okay? Ebert Roper, you should learn.
That's why we did so much meth when we watched Breaking Bad.
We're the James Franco of podcasts.
No,
you can't see us, but just know we're living the gimmick, people.
And I'm the brother. Okay, so Nora.
I'm the leather daddy.
Nora, okay, she gets naked for a pod because she's going to... What?
It's kind of like The Matrix. It's kind of like
Silent Hill.
Vanilla Sky.
It's kind of like Orphanville. It's kind of like, what is this? Is it heaven? Is it a multiverse?
Or it's kind of like, in SpongeBob when Squidward goes to the alternate world where everyone's a Squidward and they all like shop at Whole Foods and play clarinet.
The Jehovah's Witness afterlife, though? Huh? That's like just Earth, but only with the people that believe in Jehovah.
Here's the thing, though. If that was the Jehovah's Witness afterlife, I feel like there would be less pregnant brides drinking.
That's another thing. Okay, one thing.
And she's not presented as like a bad person at all.
In Australia, we are jumping ahead, but are you allowed to drink with the baby in the belly? Prego and drink.
Maybe.
It's
very possible.
I was thinking that.
Well, from the looks of it, she was married to like Australian Sean Penn. So if you're married to Australian Sean Penn, I think the rules are a little different for you.
Yeah, because that baby and that woman have way more to fear than alcohol.
Another question. Okay, if you die
Sean
pregnant
Penn.
and you go to heaven, are you going to be pregnant? What's happening? Can you get pregnant in heaven? That's another... Oh, I have so many fields. Like, ugh. We need to ask the priest something, but...
Yeah.
We are skipping ahead a lot. Let's get to Nora jumping into the pod. She does, like, Mad Libs with her brother. I'm not a fan of watching people do Mad Libs or laugh at Mad Libs. I guess it was cute.
It was cute, though, because
Funny.
you saw their relationship, and, like, they talked about death in a really light way.
Yeah, because she was like, yeah, this is going to be the best, what was it? Will and Testament, or... What was the Mad Lib they were filling out? I can't remember, but...
Yeah, it was like a death Mad Lib.
Like the obituary. Yeah.
Oh, the obituary Mad Lib, yeah.
Like, she's taken by the Department of Sudden Diarrhea.
And so she's gonna get into a pod, which, like, I guess zaps them, because we saw the fossil. It just looked like an empty little carcass of it, and...
They look kind of like fetuses.
Yeah, I
the way
guess...
they're curled up, very The Matrix.
They go places like the Terminator time travel system goes. They're naked, because she did mention being naked. I remember that. And she just started out naked, so what am I saying? Last name's Durst. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that fact. She might be the killer, but...
Oh, yeah, Fred Durst or Robert Durst. Either way, she's killing it.
She's killing it, dude. With the nookie. But did you guys see the little doll that they had for a demonstration at the place? Like at the pod place, they were like, okay, so this is what it's going to be like. We're going to put this little doll in here and fill it up with gel.
Oh, yeah.
The doll just fell. Get a diagram, maybe. I don't know. Diagrams aren't that hard to do. That just looks silly to me. I don't know.
It did.
Silly.
It looked a little Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And then what do we get to? Can you guys hold your breath for 30 seconds? That's another thing I took note of, because I tried to do that, and then I sneezed a lot at the end of it. So I realized I would be fucked by this goose stuff. How about you guys?
I mean, do we want to do it right here on the podcast?
No, that's not some entertaining things to listening to. I don't know.
Maybe she was on special sedatives.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know.
She was definitely running around naked in like a airline outside of the terminal area.
Yeah, and they did a lot of HBO's Naked Woman symmetry, which is
first we're gonna get introduced to her butt outside.
10 minutes we're gonna see her boobies and butt.
Finally, the camera turns artfully all the while, but eventually to her breasts.
Yeah, full center view. You have to. It's HBO, and plus there's no other boobs for the rest of this. So I mean, this is it. Just her boobs.
Yeah, I mean it was a nice touch of boobs, but not too much of boobs. Boobs. The breasts. I can't say the word. It's so dirty. Daddy pillows.
Do you think that HBO forces it on this show, or do you think HBO forces it in general? I mean, did you have to throw boobs on the show?
I felt like the nudity was natural.
In this, it's natural because they're going to get naked anyway. That's kind of a part of it. But yeah, with HBO, there's a pattern. Whether it's True Blood, Sex and the City, Girls, whatever. You're going to have a wacky gay character. There's going to be some drugs. There's going to be a lot of tits.
Marnie's ass gets eaten.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah, it has to happen.
Iconic.
It has Adam Driver coming on a girl. Has to happen.
Has to, yeah.
Yeah.
But
in Sex and the City, it's Kyle MacLachlan probably coming on someone, or not being able to get it up.
Yeah, I guess that's why they got it out of the way in the first 10 minutes. They're like, here you go, guys. Be happy for the rest of these 60 minutes. It's a 70-minute push. Just let these boobs get you through it. Okay.
Well, they showed everything. It was full frontal.
Yeah.
Full back.
But it was so gradual the way it was. Everything felt earned.
Yeah, this wasn't
this show.
Sons of Anarchy. This is not.
Not the booty factory, you guys. It's not the booty factory. And women in pods. That's another thing. What is with women in pods?
Yeah, women in pods, like babes, naked women in pods. Yeah. Like whether it's a sexy alien lady being born, or like it's a Fifth Element type situation, or even like Firefly. She's a confused, attractive person in a pod.
So, I mean, do you consider that sexist beginning, or is it just like this works out? I mean,
No, because she takes agency of the whole scene.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's very different.
Just pushing forward with it.
She doesn't need a man to guide her. She actually ends up guiding the man.
Okay. A theme song. We totally skipped the theme. How did you guys appreciate the theme song? We don't have to perform it just yet, but how did you guys appreciate this theme song?
I thought it was dumb at first, honestly, because I was expecting the show to be dumb.
I didn't appreciate the theme song whatsoever until Genevieve did her Mumford & Son spin on it.
Kanye Dawson.
Kanye Dawson. Yeah, after Genevieve played it for us, I was like, oh, I actually like this. I don't like the actual song, though.
Yeah.
I like the visuals. I like even though it's a slideshow, and I didn't like slideshows before with Teen Wolf, I respect this slideshow because, it shows what I knew about the show. I knew people went missing, and there's just like a person missing in each of the shots that they show in the slideshow. What did you guys know about the show first off, starting off? Nothing at all? Nothing.
I had never heard of this show until I was told what I was doing.
Boom, Leftovers. I told him about the Leftovers on Leftover Eve. What is it?
I just conflated it with the Left Behind movies or TV show. I don't know what Left Behind is, but it's about the rapture.
The Rapture.
So
Yeah,
I was expecting something really Christian.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be all Rapture. It still could be Rapture.
I just want to say, I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, go for it.
But
it's central.
Hopefully we'll be, just speaking of Left Behind and that whole deal, at some point, let's do a bonus episode where we watch that movie. Because you two have never seen it, correct?
No, I've not.
I have seen it.
All right.
And it is, well, I mean, of course, I'm stating the obvious. It's batshit stupid. Not batshit crazy. It's just batshit stupid.
That sounds perfect.
And it's Kirk Cameron. Say no more, fam.
All right, boom.
He sucks. Like, he's awful.
What I knew about this show was, I knew people went missing. I saw the trailer before when he first came out. It seemed interesting, but people went missing, and then they came back all weird. That is all I know. And Justin Thorax. What is this?
Thoreau.
Justin
okay.
Thoreau.
Bad guy from Charlie's Angels 2, in case you were the person that saw Charlie's Angels 2 with me.
He's like in every issue of GQ for the last 10 years. And I think he's still married to Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, they are still married.
How long have they been married?
Since 2015. And she's doing fine, people. She's just
Jennifer
fine.
is fine.
She's fine. Okay?
Guys.
She's fine.
Fine.
Guys, I don't know if we've said this before on the podcast. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but Jennifer's going to be fine.
She's fine, okay? Just
Like,
because...
she is great.
The cake thing. She's fine. Just fine, okay? God. Okay.
Well, if you just look at like how Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are doing right now, like I think Jennifer's doing fine.
Who's doing better?
Yeah, she's doing pretty great
Her
right now.
ducks are in a row.
Those eye commercials. She's got it. So that brings us to Justin Thoreau.
Looks great in a suit. I forget all the time what a bomb-ass actor he is.
Oh, yeah. And they all had face makeup on because there was a time jump.
Big one.
There's a big old time jump, people, that we did not know about. I'm sure you guys saw it from the beginning, okay? From the pod to the Australia. Were we always in Australia? What was going on?
No,
I'm still not
she
too
wasn't
sure.
always in Australia because it was weird that she ran into the guy in Australia.
Oh, yeah, there was a bunch of Americans. Yeah, she left Nippleville. What was it called? Naplewood? What was it called?
I think it's called Nipplewood.
Nipplewood. She left
Those
Nipplewood.
titties.
She left the nipple boner town to go to Australia through pod. But we find out more about that later. First off, the dance.
Yeah,
The
so
dance.
he shows up. Justin Thoreau shows up and asks Nora, who now has gray hair, as time has passed.
She delivers pigeons also. That's another weird.
Yeah, she's a pigeon
On a bike delivery.
pigeoneer.
There's a few animal
Bike
abuse scenes,
delivery
I feel
pigeon
like.
renter.
She's rambling these pigeons. She's shaking them. It's not
Is that
cool.
human trafficking? Or
Is that
pigeon
humane
trafficking?
pigeon trafficking? I think is a real PETA question we should be asking.
Yeah,
but-
so she's a pigeon expert. Justin Thoreau shows up in a great blazer, as always. He has like 6 great blazers in this. And he's like, I want to take you to the dance. I'm wrinkly. He looks like Sean Connery.
She's like, how did you find me here? What? How did you find me?
I was vacationing in Australia.
Wait, no.
I saw you on your bike.
No. You
I
talked
was
to the Sister Mary.
vacationing
You had a picture of
on
my face, and you were
Australia.
asking people about me.
It's almost like she deleted her Facebook.
Yeah, she was completely hard to track down, okay? Justin Thoreau, while vacationing, just happened to see her on the bike? I don't think so. And my girl Nora on the next level of this.
And to be clear, his name was Kevin.
Kevin, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if that name necessarily. Do you guys like the match of Kevin to Justin Thorax?
No.
No, just Justin Thorax.
Just Justin Thorax, dude. Like, what is your deal? Just always be JT, you know? And you should demand that.
I mean, he could at least be called Justin. It's like Tony Danza. He always played a guy named Tony.
Yeah, or he could at least be like Tustin Jorax. I don't know.
Clorox.
Yeah, Clorox. He can be Clorox, okay? I just saw you.
On your bike.
Suspiciously is like, okay, get the fuck out. Okay, I'm gonna like smoke a cigarette faster than anyone's ever seen anyone smoke a cigarette in their life. And where does she go from here? What happens? Oh yeah, she goes to call her friend. She has the whole
and she's
call
like,
scene.
"Did you give Justin Thoreau my number or address?" Like, bitch.
I didn't give him your number. Okay, you just want to go to the dance with him. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and she's like, just go to the dance with the guy. And at this point, we don't know, like, maybe Justin Thoreau did something really bad to her.
Yeah, Justin Thoreau's creeping. Okay, he doesn't. He acts like he doesn't remember anything. We don't remember anything, so it worked out for us.
He shows up years later after some kind of intense event between them.
Middle of nowhere, Australia. Okay.
There's not even soundtrack in them. Their fields.
Creep.
Which I really love. In all seriousness, I really, really love the use of music in this show compared to the use of music in other shows we've seen, where we talked about earlier, earning it.
Oh yeah, not Sons of Anarchy.
No, well, Sons of Anarchy, it was like a music video after music video.
Beyonce for white guys.
Oh, that's even putting Beyonce's name in that is so wrong.
Yeah, you're gonna get tagged for that.
The white guy's lemonade. I mean, it's so silly. It's insulting to white guys, not Beyonce, because it's just so silly for like a white guy to have a lemonade.
But a white guy has to have an everything.
So, you guys think that Justin Thoreau could play Nixon or not?
Oh,
give it 15 years.
Okay, I'll give it. What about Superman?
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I picture him aging gracefully on television like a fine Laura Dern wine.
Like a Man Ladern or.
Laura Dern was the highlight of the new Star Wars for me.
Apparently, she was decidedly gay.
The character?
Decidedly? Like, who decided?
Yeah. Well, she was gay.
Okay.
And that was implied?
Wait a minute. Laura Dern's in the new Star Wars movie is what you guys are trying to tell me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
what?
yeah.
She's like a leader.
She plays a leader that we've never heard of, but hey, we just got back into like this
cool.
time. Yeah,
it's cool.
Makes
You know,
sense.
progress happens at the same rate in the Star Wars universe as it does in our universe.
Shit, you can't know everything.
She has purple hair and she's wearing kind of a turtleneck dealio, like a more feminine couture version of like the Steve Jobs, like simple look.
But with no shoulders.
No
the
shoulders.
Shoulders are cut out.
She looks great.
She's very close with Organa.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome.
I
And I didn't know there was a gay subtext. What?
I've just been seeing headlines online, man.
Cool.
All right. So do we want to jump to the dance, or do we want to stay with Justin Thoreau for a second? I don't know.
Well, yeah, let's go with Justin Thoreau to the dance.
Oh my God!
We know we want to.
Please.
Let's just go with him to the damn dance.
Come on, Nora. Her name's Sarah in this universe because she goes by a different name for some weird reason. But come on, Nora. Go to the dance. So she goes to the dance.
This show is nerdy as shit. All these multi-universes, multiverse. Well,
Yeah.
Sarah 1 and Earth 2 is, like, I love it. It is sci-fi after all.
It is, yeah. It's sci-fi, but it's subtle. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I love it. It's not in my mouth and in my face. It's just, ugh.
It's like the Matrix of relationships.
Yeah, it's like The Matrix and Sideways had a baby.
Yeah. And then she rides her bike a lot in the dark on missions. It's kind of like Stranger Things.
Again.
She's like Stranger Thingsing
The
around.
more you call bike riding Stranger Things, it doesn't make it that much more so.
But like it's a specific
What about
kind
E.T.?
of bike riding. It's
Poor
like
E.T.
you're bent over and there's a light and it's dark and you're like riding like a mad woman.
It's like a dirty road. I don't know.
But anyway, she does go to the dance and it turns out it's a fucking wedding and he didn't tell her.
Didn't even tell her, and he's like, "Well, there's dancing here. I mean, I'm on vacation in Australia right now, but come on."
And the bride is pregnant and wasted.
Pregnant and wasted in a wedding dress that is fitted
Fitted beautifully
very,
to her
very well.
belly and her frame.
But do we not know about fetal alcohol syndrome yet, or is this?
It's
Should
Australia.
we call up Australia right now? Like, I don't.
Well, this is kind of why I thought they were in the
Heaven,
Dreamland,
or Dreamland, or
the
Silent
Matrix
Hill.
land. So that's kind of what I thought that was. It's like, oh, I can be drunk and
And poop out a baby.
pregnant,
So nice. Yeah, it's convenient. Or
give birth on my wedding day. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big spoiler, by the way, that it's kind of a swerve that she's not in the dream.
yes, spoiler people. She's not in the dream. Like, it's a spoiler for us though. I don't think it's like for other people. I don't think other
I
people.
feel like it may have been.
Really?
Think about it.
Well, we started at the pod, and we've jumped all these years
That's
later.
probably a flashback
Oh, to an earlier episode?
to an early, or a flashback to and then it sets up the fact like she got in this pod. Remember when this happened? and now we're gonna go back to where she's been.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they might be clearing stuff up for us. I don't. Either way, they were very nice to us. If you want to just skip all this, if someone's recommended The Leftovers to you and you just want to skip to the end and get the whole thing out of it, perfect place to start, people. Perfect place.
And it's really, I just want to say, kind of go out in there. I think this is my favorite thing we've watched.
Really? Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
like, beautiful shot.
It stands alone.
As much as as much as I like The Wire and Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, I love Pretty Little Liars.
I really love Pretty Little Liars. But I really, really like this. Tastefully done from beginning to end.
So we find out, okay, this wedding, by the way, very, very anti-PETA up in here, okay? First off, they're putting love letters on birds, calling them lovebirds, little notes everyone in the wedding gets to write, and they're releasing them into the wild to, like, I don't know what they were expecting out of it. She points it out later how stupid it is, but, like...
Well, it's kind of animal abusive, taking a bunch of birds and tying things to them that could hurt them.
Right? Are we supposed to catch the bird or find them dead with the note? I never got what the birds is going to be like. Oh,
and there's Nora. They belong to Nora. Like, she works hard on those birds.
She trained them.
Lent out the birds, and it's like...
To a sister.
Yeah, and this lady didn't feed the birds. Now she doesn't know she's going to get them back. And she has to sit here and be cool at this wedding with Justin Theroux and pretend she's not upset that her birds are...
Well, the sister is laughing her ass off while, like, the main Sean Penn is like, yeah, we're going to sin, sister. And she's like, hey, oh my god, it's so funny.
But she's already fucked.
She's fucking a
she's
dude
not
in the
barn.
barn.
I guess it's funny because she's not a virgin.
She's fucking a dude in the barn.
She's pregnant.
A ladder dude in the barn who has a motorcycle, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I remember that guy behind the barn.
Yeah, she points it out. Our girl Holly, Nora Colino, points it out. And she's like, you're sleeping with that guy, aren't you? Where are my birds? Extortion.
I like that at that point we still didn't know that she was... We didn't know for sure. You know, we hadn't really pieced it together. Like, oh man, that she's not in her dream world. Because I think, Genevieve, it was you who were like, why would she want that guy to show up on a motorbike? Look at him. It's like, shit.
Yeah, plus there's still sin going on. Like, sisters can sleep with dudes in Silent Hillville. I don't know.
And she's, like, at a party, and she sucks at parties. Like, she's an introvert. But she's at this party.
Yeah.
And, like, she's trying to tell him, like, don't you remember the last time we saw each other and we had just had our own divorces? And, because he was acting like he hadn't seen her since, like, high school.
Mm-hmm.
He was acting like he really hadn't seen her, like, since... I guess he was a police officer in high school, or I don't...
High school police?
Yeah, like... I guess there was a shooting there. Who knows? But...
Maybe this is a sequel to what's that Johnny Depp show?
Oh, Johnny 1 Jump Street.
Johnny 1 Jump Street.
Johnny 1 Jump Street.
Yes, this is a sequel to that, but it's mixed with The Lake House and Vanilla Sky and The Matrix.
Okay.
And a little bit of Memento.
Oh yeah, so there was that funny scene, actually, I do have it right here, where they do talk about the courthouse, as you did mention a second ago.
Yeah, this is important. This establishes their relationship.
Yeah, this establishes they know each other, despite Kevin denying, our Thorax dude denying it.
What about the courthouse?
What about it?
We got our divorces on the same day and ran into each other. I asked you to go to Miami.
You asked me to go to Miami.
Yes.
But we were strangers.
Yes.
And you're giving me a hard time about inviting you to a dance.
It's a wedding.
You must have me confused with someone else. Because if you asked me to go to Miami with you, I definitely would have gone.
Why's that?
I love Miami.
It's just a particular favorite line. I don't know. His performance of it, his eyebrows, you should have seen it. I'm sorry. But...
At this point, you don't know like which level of reality or the Matrix they're inside, but you do know that some of their memories, the way they tell their stories, is kind of out of sync. It's called The Book of Nora, the episode. I think that's significant.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the lady when she's yelling at the lady about abusing her birds, she's like, oh no, they'll come back. And she's like, no, they won't. Birds aren't going to come back. And then she's like, yeah, but it's just a better story to believe that your birds are going to come back and it's going to be okay in the morning.
So, like, what did you guys originally... I had a theory about our dude Thorax. What did you guys think was his deal with the whole creeping and the being weird and the I'm just in Australia, dude? Do you guys have any theories?
I don't know if I had a Justin theory.
Justin Theroux.
Also Justin Theroux. I was waiting for a swerve, but I'm just like in my head after watching so many bad television shows and movies that do that kind of thing. I'm just always ready for it. But even when it happened, it still got me because like I don't know. I can't say I expected it because I didn't expect it when it happened. Yeah. But I had a feeling that something was going to be amiss.
I thought like they were going to get really into multiverse type thing, and he'd be like another Kevin, you know.
That would be a good sitcom spinoff.
Another Kev.
Great opportunity, Justin Theroux.
For Kevin James too, okay? Where they switch places, Kevin
James. Oh
no,
which Kevin, which multiverse? Kevin? It's like Sliders, but a real laugh riot.
And for some reason people can't tell the difference. It'll be amusing.
So one of the things that comes up is that Nora didn't go to her brother's funeral. And you might remember the brother she was playing Mad Libs with. Bro. Like medical death certificate Mad Libs. I don't know where, like, do they sell those in the hospital?
God, that would be really dark if they sold it. Okay, first off, having a gift shop at the hospital, very dark concept. I don't get it. Cheap candy, but I don't get it.
Like you can buy a like $20 Shaw. They have so many Shaws for sale at the hospital. This for the rest of my gift shops.
Which hospital are you guys talking about?
I'm talking about Spring Hill,
USA.
Mobile Infirmaries is like ridiculously lit. I mean, like the candy, like you said, the candy and snacks are cheap as fuck. Really great price. You got the magazines, you got the really beat up USB phone chargers, but then you also have ceramic vases with the Alabama logo on them. You know, it's just very strange things.
As you can tell from us, we hang around hospitals a lot, and we also study murderers that have YouTube videos.
Yeah,
like us.
I work in one, so. There you go.
He works inside a murderer in a hospital.
While on a YouTube video.
It's a Shyamalan twist. Do the Shyamalan twist.
Oh, the goat. We forgot. There's more PETA things at the freaking wedding.
Okay, so not only are they doing the thing with letting the pigeons go with stupid ironic notes attached to their feet.
You. Bruce has erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, Bruce, come on. He didn't need that shit, but yeah.
Yeah, Bruce and the birds. They're both gonna have dysfunctions. But so there's also, everyone has Mardi Gras beads for some reason.
Where do you get those in Australia? I don't know. I know we get them here, but...
Anyway. They might have caught them when they were in New Orleans.
Okay, bringing them over.
I don't know. Illegally trafficked them there. So they put all of their beads on the goat, and they say, these beads are our sins. We're putting them on the goat, and then we're going to let the goat free, and that will absolve us of sins.
Jesus metaphor. The goat is Jesus.
Some pagan shit.
Hey, it is definitely some pagan shit, and also Goaty Gras 2K17 was like something I wanted to see more of, and I'm really bummed out that it actually turned out to be just as disappointing as most actual Mardi Gras.
Wait, what? There's a goat Mardi... What?
No, Mardi Gras. I'm saying, Goaty Gras turned out to be just as disappointing as Mardi Gras.
I thought that there was a specific parade just for goats. I was excited. I was like, so what did I miss my whole life? But... never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, we can form the Mystic Society of Goats.
Boom.
The Masog.
The greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But this brings us to our girl Nora, Holly and Polino, having to, she's like in the middle of a song and then her bike busts out and she falls over after Stranger Thinging's on the ground.
Yeah, she's Stranger Thingsing along on a bicycle in the night with the bright light, and she looks intense. And she's like,
oh my god, she just fell.
Yeah, she falls.
And she sees the goat that was the martyr goat, the Jesus.
He's all tangled up in the beads and stuck to a fence. He can't get away.
Because of the beads. Thanks, sins.
And now it finally makes sense that she didn't fuck Justin Theroux, because it was her fate to not fuck him. She actually told him, and this is why I thought she was still in the pod, because she tells him, like, no, we can't do this, like, none of this is real. And she runs off, Stranger Things away.
Stranger Things in, because that's what bikes are called now.
And then she falls and she saves the goat, which is what she was supposed to do instead of get laid.
And she gets a free goat. Like, it was a very dangerous thing she did, but, you know, it was great. It was a cute little scene. She gets a goat. She reads through the notes, because I guess the doves all left the notes. They're like, fuck these notes. I'm going to fly away.
They just kicked him off.
They just kicked him. Yeah, get off my arm.
Yeah, there's a definite Harry Potter element to it, like how her brother calls her the bravest girl in the world, and that's a big deal to who she is. It's just, she's kind of a Harry Potter figure in this.
Is this based on a book?
Oh, yes, it is based on a book series. That is another thing I learned today. Actually.
It is based on a book series. Did those books come out before or after Harry Potter?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a very good question. I think it's maybe a mid-2000s thing. I don't know.
If it's a mid-2000s thing, Harry Potter has it beat by probably around a decade. Yeah.
Well, Harry Potter tropes are really just Jesus tropes, but I'm sick of Jesus tropes, so I'm going to call it Harry Potter tropes.
We got a little Jesus tropes in here, you know? I guess if you want to count the goat. I don't know if it fully counts, though.
Jesus didn't have a vagina.
Harry Potter, though, is like...
Did have a vagina.
Harry Potter did.
I don't know. I wouldn't compare that so much. I wouldn't compare that to Jesus trope like Sons of Anarchy Jesus trope. It's a different thing.
Well, that was a full-on, okay?
Because with, like... It was. But with Harry Potter, it was more of like... This kid was fucking... I say it so many times. You were lucky. You just were lucky.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. He's
Is
legend.
that you?
He's more legend.
I
than
see the
Messiah.
scar.
A new celebrity.
All right, so we're ready to spoiler central the fuck out of this right now.
I mean, haven't we been doing that this whole
we
time?
We haven't done the full explanation yet. When Kevin comes down,
Okay.
and he drops down, I'm gonna play a little minute just for that, so we know what we're talking about a little bit.
You want to know how I found you, Nora?
How?
You want the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. No.
When Matt told me you were gone, I didn't believe him. Or I couldn't. I had this feeling that you were still alive. And that I would see you again. And then Matt died, and you weren't even at the funeral. And that should have convinced me. But I couldn't believe the last time I saw you or talked to you was in that fucking hotel room that night I burned this fucking book.
All right, that's just where I want to drop a serious question. Book burning at a hotel room, is that like what we were gathering out of this?
What I'm guessing is definitely probably not a book burning for the sake of book burning. I'm sure it was a book that was very emotional.
Maybe it was one of their wedding books.
I'm thinking it was Harry Potter for being very sinful. Okay, we're going back to the Christian theme.
Maybe they burnt the Bible.
Ooh.
Maybe they burnt Fahrenheit 451 to be ironic.
Yeah. A little fun there. But last time you saw her at a book burn, I kind of want to do a book. I don't know, some form of medium burning. Is it a social event? Have you guys done one?
It's definitely a social event. I've never been a part of one because I really don't care that much about anything.
You gotta pay for it.
Huh?
You gotta pay for it.
You can steal it from the library.
Oh yeah, unless you make mixed CDs. But then you're like making mixed CDs just to burn. You gotta pay for those too. Ugh.
Just destroy some books on tape.
Yeah.
But anyone come to that? You know what I mean? You gotta make it a party.
You do gotta make it a party, and everyone has to agree on what they're burning. I guess you can't.
Like
just be
Dixie
burning
Chicks.
something
I think the
people
last great burning was Dixie Chicks when they disavowed Bush.
Oh yeah.
Great CD burning.
I wonder how that did for this. Did anyone? I wonder if people buy CDs for the CD burning because you want to attend, but you don't want to have nothing to bring.
I bet they do. That's why all press is good press.
Okay, so hotel book burning. So basically, what he suggested to her. I don't know if you guys heard this, but he suggested to her, and he even regretted saying. He was like, "Nora, you need to be with your kids, bro." And that's the whole reason she decided to go to the Podverse to see her kids. And what was that? Her experience is weird. That's why it sounded like Silent Hill. Her experience sounded like Silent Hill. I don't know.
Terrifying.
Yeah, horrifying.
It also kind of reminded me of the movie The Family Man.
Family Man?
With Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. Yeah.
Yeah, like you just fall into alternate realities where like your family dynamics are changed, and that changes where you stand.
That's actually quite like that movie. I like Nick Cage, like offbeat, like weird, sentimental kind of like
adaptation.
Yeah,
Weatherman.
Yeah, I like Weatherman quite a bit.
Okay,
Camel Toes.
I do have a question about this. Okay, so they said she was like, I had to take a boat from like Australia to New York. It was a bitch, but because they don't have pilots, because there's very few pilots.
Yeah, that's why I thought they were in a fake world, because there were so few pilots. But are all the pilots dead?
How do planes come out? How do iPods come out? What happens? Do people invent them? Where does the timeline stop to which they have the newest item?
That is a really, really good question.
It's like Sliders, but it's not super obvious what kind of universe we're in.
Yeah, but if
by costume and stuff.
If the iPod comes out in our world, does it just pop out of nowhere in the leftover world in Silent Hillville?
Well, maybe like the oldest guy on the iPhone team dies.
Oh yeah, and he goes to the pod
and
world
ends up in whatever this world is.
Gets raptured.
Yeah, like a pilot can die, and then they'll have a pilot.
Boom. Oh, and the inventor of the pod machine died. That's how she was able to come back. Very, very convenient. He died, and no, he didn't die. He went through the pod machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he invented it.
Like
so
Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky.
And he's just like, wait, why in heaven's name would you want to, like, return, Nora, Holly, and Polina?
And she's like, because, you know, my husband found a new lady in this other world, and they're really happy, and the kids are happy, and I just don't belong. Like, we're all kind of dead, but I'm a ghost.
Yeah, I feel like an orphan in an orphan world. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, her referring to herself as a ghost was really good, and honestly, I can't say enough about the monologue that she gives.
10 minutes, and it almost got me
Riveting.
tearing. It almost
Definitely
had me on
made
edge.
Justin Thoreau, like, man cry.
Oh, man, sobbed it, dude. Oh, those brows. Like, you could just feel the brows weighing on top of me and caressing me. Just very comfortingly. I don't know.
It also made a room full of these chatty catties you're listening to completely silent.
Completely silent. She had us.
And there's, like, no music in the background. Because we only get music when we earn it, and it rips our guts out.
Who is that? Who plays Holly M. Colino?
I don't know, but she is pretty great. She needs to be in the... We need to retroactively put her in the 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri movie.
Oh, Francis. Francis.
Yeah,
Get her
she's
out
like
there.
sexy Frances McDermott.
She got that role. And they also put Justin Thorax in it. They can stay together and everything from now on. I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, and the way his wrinkle makeup is, he looks a lot like Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, he looks like the
He's
attractive.
very
he went
James
the right
Bond.
direction, the right universe, multiverse of Sean Connery. He took it, and now we're all gonna sleep with him. Apparently,
I've never understood like the sex appeal of Sean Connery. I think Sean Connery is what people mean when they say that girls like assholes.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Just like, I'll hit a woman, not with my fist, with an open hand. Not all the time, just when she won't stop. Barbara Walters interview, and she's like, "You'd hit a woman?"
Well, I don't know. Is there any other places we want to jump to? Or we want to focus on pregnant Australian lady more? 'Cause she is a hoot. I don't know. That's a funny thing to have.
Yeah,
like,
she's
I was a little bit worried,
pregnant.
but I was laughing at
She's
the same
drunk.
time.
Sometimes it's good to feel nervous when you think something's funny.
Yeah.
Kind of have a, this shouldn't be.
This isn't right, but that's why it's funny.
Yeah.
And also not knowing whether we were in real reality
Oh, yeah,
or
that's
fake
really
reality.
Yeah.
See, this episode was made for... I feel like there wasn't the time jump, though, before. I don't know. Everything I've seen young Thoreau. I haven't seen old Thorax at all.
Okay.
But I don't... Once again, I didn't do any research, by the way. I have no interview information, and we don't know if the creator of this show's a dick, and it kind of makes the show better, because a lot of times those dudes kind of ruin it.
Yeah,
for the
we haven't
show.
Googled any allegations around this show.
Yeah, no Me Too-isms. There's no Joss Whedon talking about feet excessively in the commentary track, which I didn't mention before because that was really nice of Joss Whedon, but fuck him.
Well, this is a very female-centric story.
It is. Yeah, she has a lot of power.
And it's the only, like, hot babe in a space pod style thing where, like, the woman, even though we see her tits at the beginning, and she is literally an object in this pod at one point.
Yeah, she's very, very,
She
like,
turns
symmetrical.
herself into an object, and she records a thing where she says, "I just want to be with my kids." Becomes like this mother pod object.
Yeah.
But she's like the subject instead of the object all through this world. She makes decisions.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to be like Westworldy at the beginning. I'm not going to lie when I first saw this pod stuff, but it did a good turn. I really liked it.
Yeah, no robot boobs.
No robot boobs.
Those boobs were very real.
Yeah, you can see the little like
Very Israel.
bumpies.
So okay,
Goosebumps.
after seeing this show, what do you guys think? Were the people to recommend the show correct in their recommendation to us? Were they Boy Who Cried About show, or were they like actually right?
No one recommended this show to me.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong?
I
with
didn't
that?
hear of it.
I all recommended it to myself, but I never did watch it.
Again, I'd never heard of this.
So I guess we're gonna be the assholes recommending it without actually seeing it.
It was great. Like, it made me cry almost the way Justin Thoreau was crying in that coffee shop when she finally reveals that she actually came back. So then we know that we're in real reality.
Yeah.
Wait, coffee shop? Well, they're not a coffee shop.
Well, like a diner, restaurant, and they're in some kind of storefront sitting at a booth.
What? Wait, what scene are you talking? The very end?
Yeah.
No, they're just at her place drinking tea. They don't
Are
look
they?
close
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
coffee shop.
It was
That'd
just
be
so
crazy.
well lit.
Yeah, I'd like that other scene place, but I don't know. I felt more cozy.
They have an
with that.
intense conversation, and he just cries.
Oh, he sobs so beautifully. Yeah, Give everyone Emmys for this. This is this year.
Yeah.
Give them the Oscars. The
Justin
the whole
Theroux.
thing.
I don't watch a lot of new TV, but I watch some. Justin Theroux is one of my favorite performances, just because he makes these tiny little acting choices that convey so much. Like, for a minute, I forget that he's just a GQ model.
Yeah, I never really felt like he could be a super creep. I was like, he's creeping hard as fuck at the beginning, but because he's like, I'm just going on vacation, which actually translates to he gets 2 weeks of vacation every year, so he goes to Australia on those 2 weeks just to search for her every fucking time.
Well, he did have to go to a friend's wedding.
He didn't actually know them though.
Oh.
Yeah, remember? He just met him at the hotel.
Yeah, he just randomly walked up to her.
Is there like a Tinder for showing up to people's weddings?
I think it's Australia. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, just Australia.Aussie.
yeah, they dance funny in Australia. They don't know about other customs. They don't know about murderers.
It really
yet.
was an awesome dance.
Yeah, like these
wedding.
people were dancing like we weren't watching them, and we were watching.
Yeah.
them.
They were dancing for themselves.
Like, yeah, it was beautiful. Maybe we should go to Australia and watch the rest of the show.
I'm never going to Australia. Australia is terrifying to me. Everything that can kill you is there. It's like the deadliest spider, the deadliest snake, the deadliest sand.
The sand's gonna kill you with that fecal bacteria.
Yeah.
Ugh. And the people there are probably gonna kill you. But
Well, Australians that I've known and met have always been very nice.
gun free, actually.
But that crazy guy who built the ark, who was trying to build the ark, that guy who Tim,
we have one of those in America.
Well, Tim is it's something, Tim something, or I don't know. He's the one who debated Bill Nye.
I'll debate Bill Nye any day.
You go ahead.
Stephen Hawking.
Tim what?
Oh God, I can't remember his name.
What does he do?
He's a evangelical nut job from.
I don't know her.
Yeah. He seriously was like we're gonna build the ark.
Oh, that's like Jim Baker. He sells 8-year supplies of food in buckets. Like, you can buy a whole bucket of nacho cheese to go with you in the bunker. And also, like, high sodium lima beans.
Well, also, when Rapture happens, we do need food to go with us. I'm assuming there is going to be a line, and we will want nacho cheese in our line, yes? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be in that line.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
I
with
would
the
rather
rest of the
fucking
leftovers.
starve than eat Jim Baker
Yeah.
cheese for 8 years and then starve.
I like the idea of leftovers being for, like, the Rapture. I don't know, because now I look at food in the fridge differently. Like, food I didn't eat. That food did get to go to heaven. I'm sorry, that hurts me.
What's great about the title, The Leftovers, is that it's kind of unclear who's the leftovers, like the people in reality or the people in this other place.
Yeah, because they lost everybody else too, as Nora was saying.
Yeah.
That monologue was amazing. I'm not going to play the 10 minutes, though. You watch it.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch it.
Watch it, and Holly and Queen.
But it really spells out something that I think a lot of people think about when they're first questioning heaven. Like, okay, if I'm going to go to heaven and I'm going to be with all my pets and my mom and my dad and my husband, well, what if you go first and your husband finds another wife? Like, who does the husband live with in the heaven?
Oh.
And that's kind of what she experienced, and she didn't want to fuck it up because she loved her family so much.
Plus, she's got a little bit of Justin Kevin.
It's kind of like Castaway, when Castaway guy comes back and he, like, exchanges a kiss with his wife, but also can't be with her because she thought he was dead.
Plus, he was with Wilson for, like, so long.
Yeah, he was fucking a ball
Fucking
on
a
an
ball.
island. Hashtag midlife crisis.
And that is one of those things in movies that absolutely happen.
Yeah.
We can't see every moment in movies,
Yeah,
and
but-
you have to just assume that off camera, things got a little hot on the Kokomo Isle that he was stranded on. And I'm doing stranded in quotations. He could have left, but he was having a real good time.
He was having a ball.
He was having a real
Having a ball.
Having a ball.
Balling the ball.
He's a real baller.
I had a theory that this was going to go in a Me Too direction, too, when Kevin showed up at that house creeping hard. Once again, he was creeping hard, okay? Even though he was, Justin The Rocks, but...
He
The Rocks.
redeemed.
He did. He redeemed himself.
The Rocks.
The Rocks. Oh, that's a good club name. It's like the Roxbury, just short.
Justin the Rocks.
Night at the Roxbury.
I saw Night at the Roxbury at the theater in Springdale Mall.
Oh, man.
What year was it?
1998.
1998. I was 7. I thought it was a good movie.
Of course you did.
God, I thought Corky Romano was going places.
Oh my God, why? Why isn't he everywhere?
Corky Romano is an okay movie. It's not that great, but it's better than some
memorable.
things.
Okay.
Corky Romano is better than a lot of movies that have gotten big budgets and big actors. Like
Better than Hangover 2, 3, and maybe 1.
not better than 1. Let's be real.
Yeah, one was kind of funny.
1 was lightning in a bottle type funny. It was like you don't take Superbad and then do a sequel.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
when
better
they're
than 2
they're
or
in
3.
Thailand
Okay,
and
definitely.
spending a bunch of money.
Oh, that's
Like
awful.
it just feels like if you're in Thailand, like you're definitely sex touring.
Oh yeah, especially when you're hanging out with like Ed Helms.
Ed Helms has like a 90-day fiance who's like half his age,
Ugh.
and we don't get to know her character at all, or her
Yeah.
culture, or her family. We just get to know its hookers.
Ugh.
With that in mind, do you guys have any interest in seeing any more of the show? Did it pique you, or are you happy with what you saw?
I'm happy with what I saw.
I'm happy with what I saw.
It stands
It
alone.
does stand
It does.
great alone.
How many seasons are there?
There's only 3 seasons and only 28 episodes.
How many seasons of Enlightened was there? Because that was another chick-centric,
I think there's
really good
only-
show.
There's either 3 or 2, but that got canceled. This ended itself.
Yeah, this ended perfectly.
That's so like dark. It ended itself.
Oh yeah.
You said that so many times in this episode, and it's actually perfect.
Oh yeah, it did end it itself, and it set it up. It set up great. It was a great episode for those who've seen it and haven't seen it. Like, or maybe for those who've seen it, it sucks. That would be horrible, right?
I just thought it was so beautiful. Like when she's biking along the flowers, there are these long transition scenes where no music, and you just hear like the rustle of her bike.
Great.
As she's going, you hear the pigeons rustle, and the pigeons do come back at the end.
Oh yeah.
They do.
After she finally kind of lets them go mentally, her pigeons actually, like most of them, come back.
But imagine like having a shit ton of questions weighing down on you, and being like, "Well, the finale's gonna answer all my questions," and you just get like long scenes of bicycle rides like that. I bet that would piss those people off.
Here's a question. It's an idea.
Okay.
A theory.
Ooh.
The birds came back.
They did come back at the last scene. It was
Here's
very
the thing.
painful.
The birds come back. And what did the sister say?
It would.
That'd be a nice ending.
That'd be a nice ending. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a nice story if the
Oh.
birds came back.
They are in heaven. They're in Silent Hill, people. Silent Hill.
Think about it.
It's like the wobbling at the end of Inception.
Those birds wouldn't come back.
But I feel like half of them would come back.
But that the show ends with all of them coming back. Like that's the
Was it all of them?
That's
That's the
all of them.
implication.
They came all
Oh.
at once.
That every bird
It
came
reversed
back.
John Woo as you
because
like
it
to
would
see.
be a nice ending.
Nice ending.
Yeah, it would be a nice story.
Nice story. Holy shit.
They're there.
But I think they come back because she's not willing to accept the nice story. Like, she's not willing to just fuck Justin Theroux, even though I know she hasn't been fucked in ages.
Or maybe Justin's like her purity. Isn't that what doves are, purity or some shit?
I feel like Justin's kind of a temptress.
Mm.
Like, because I was thinking when he first showed up that she had manifest him because she was still in the pod. So I thought it was like an imaginary envisioning of someone from real life, similar to, like, as if she was Tom Cruise from Vanilla Sky. And this is Cameron Diaz, who she fucked 8 times, and that means something. Or Penelope Cruz, who has the mole in the place, I think on her boob. It's special.
And Jason Lee could be there too.
Yeah, why not? Just
Forgot about
watch.
Jason Lee.
Yeah, Jason Lee. He's like Tom Cruise's like best friend in that movie.
He's the Casey Affleck of Tom Cruise.
You know he got that job by Scientology, right? Like there's no way he didn't.
Yeah.
'Cause both of them were like big time Scientology.
They both have to suck off John Travolta.
And Will Smith.
Oh,
Oh.
so weird.
And Jada, because they're swingers.
Yeah, but like with the mask with those, they can't confirm or deny.
Well, yeah, that's what Eyes Wide Shut was all about.
that is 100%. That's why Kubrick was unhappy with it.
All right, we got to the bottom of leftovers. I don't know. Is there any last little note to add, or are we?
My last note literally just said, Goaty Graw continues with a vengeance. I wrote that when she was taking the necklaces off of the goat at the
beads.
fence. At the
Yes.
beads. Yeah,
And the
taking
beads represent the sins of all the wedding party.
And she wore them. She put them on.
She put them
And
on.
once again, the goat is Jesus. The goat is Jesus. Everybody, there's a Jesus in here, and it's a goat. So
Greatest of all time.
it's way better than an old motorcycle dude. I don't know. Sorry.
Or any motorcycle dude.
Yeah, better than motorcycles. It's a goat.
Fuck Sons of
Better than
Anarchy.
sex. This is like how Sex in the City should have been. She should have rode her little bicycle away from Big and rescued like a kitty cat that had fallen in a gutter. And then she would have found more meaning. She would have quit smoking.
And then here comes Aiden, because that's how it was supposed to end.
I'm
everybody.
Aiden. I make furniture.
Okay, I broke up with my big fat Greek wedding, and now I'm with you.
Yeah. He's like the perfect size. He's right before he gets man boobs. Perfect cuddle size. Do you think Hollywood is cloning people?
That is a theory, first presented by Holly and Polino on our blog, if you want to check that out. Also, while we are being played out, yeah, I do think that, yes.
Let's get on the theme song.
Let's get on the theme song. Let's
Anyone
do it.
want to join me on this one?
You want to join? Okay, yeah. Let's join. I don't even know what it says. All right, go for it.
Everybody's wondering what and where they all come from. Everybody's worrying about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done, but no one knows for certain, and it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say once you're gone forever, and someday you're gonna come back. Some say you rest in the arms of a Savior if it's in you lack. Some say they're coming back in a garden, bunch of carrots and sweet peas. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say they're going to a place called glory, and I ain't saying it ain't a fact, but I've heard that all around to purgatory. I just don't like the sound.